Jungle Cruise is the latest movie from Disney based on one of their theme park rides. Not the first time, is it? Well, this is their third or fourth or fifth try on making that Pirates of the Caribbean money, and looks like it will make that. Because this movie has Dwayne the Rock Johnson and Emily Blunt. Before I even start talking about the movie, Emily Blunt, fuck, this woman is amazing. This woman can do fucking anything, man. You give her action movies, you give her horror movies, whatever the fuck it is. This woman can do it all.
It's been said.
She's beautiful, she's badass, and probably the only reason I watched this movie. Also because of Rock, of course. I love Rock. Well, like most of the Disney movies, this movie also starts by showing you that there was a curse a long, long time ago. There's a thing deep, deep within the jungle or somewhere very, very far which can do a lot of magical shit, and people are after it.
There is a legend in the jungles of the Amazon of a tree that heals all. It could change the world, but if it gets into the wrong hands, it could awaken a great evil.
That's the movie. Feels like a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean. The best things that I can say about this movie: CGI. It's fucking Disney. It's amazing, it's great. But still, there are some times when the CGI does fall off. And the second best thing is probably the actors. Emily Blunt, Dwayne Johnson, they are great. Their chemistry in the movie really worked. They were funny, they had a lot of banters that made me laugh sometimes, and it just kind of overall worked. Dwayne Johnson in this movie is kind of a guy who makes a lot of dad jokes, and you'd think that it wouldn't work, but it gave me a few chuckles here and there, so I felt like this is okay. He makes it work.
It's one of my bolder attractions.
And Emily Blunt with him is amazing. I don't exactly know the name of the guy who played her brother, but this guy is also really, really good in this movie.
Mine. And I assure you, every one of these items is entirely necessary for my survival.
I liked his character, I cared for him. It was fun to watch him because he was doing some funny shit as well. Dwayne Johnson always plays the kind of guy who's like a big, big man who can break through anything, and mostly it's always serious in other movies. But in this movie, they kind of find a few ways to make that funny, make that work. Like, yeah, he is a big guy. And there are certain advantages.
Lady, it's that way.
There are certain disadvantages, like...
I got it. Frank! I don't got it.
Frank, get off me! What are you doing?
I'm trying to get traction.
This is ridiculous!
No, wait.
Just leave me alone. That was a disaster.
You're too heavy.
Yeah, it's not Emily, Dwayne. It's you who's heavy. So yeah, there are some scenes that creatively makes fun of his weight. We are very used to seeing Dwayne Johnson being the really, really good guy who's always doing the right thing. In this movie, he's kind of a scoundrel. He lies a lot. He tries to cheat people. Basically, his whole boat ride is kind of fake. He scares people on his ride to get more money out of them in exchange for like returning them safely. I liked how this movie acknowledged that this movie is based on a ride, but mostly I think what this movie is trying to be is another successful line of Pirates of the Caribbean movies. When we start talking about the villains of this movie, there are a few, and none of them are great. There are these guys.
There's no such thing as curses.
Everything that you see wants to kill you.
You guys are fucking rejects. The very first time when I saw this, I was like, this looks exactly like Pirates of the Caribbean movies villains. They look like Davy Jones' henchmen, but rejected one. Like, while making Pirates of the Caribbean, they probably made a lot of sketches, a lot of ideas of how the villains would be, of how Davy Jones' henchmen would be, and I feel like these are the leftover sketches. And Disney was like, why don't we just use them here on this one? Because as like main villains, they don't look that great, but they do have a solid reason for them being bad guys, and that kind of works in the movie. Doesn't make the story of the movie amazing by any means. The story of this movie is really not amazing. It's very, very generic, to be honest. And then there's this German guy.
Illusion!
There's always this one German guy who's looking for an ancient artifact. Why? So yeah, the story of this movie is nothing amazing. I mean, the only thing that makes it work is Dwayne Johnson and Emily Blunt. Because like I said, Emily Blunt, she can do anything and make you believe in this shit. This movie had amazing acting, amazing CGI, somewhat good action sequences, not great villains though. Story is mildly enjoyable. It's nothing terrible, it's not bad. It's just another okay story movie that is quite enjoyable because of the characters, because you care for the characters and their journey. And there's probably gonna be a few more of these because it's a big hit. So yeah, this movie is kind of a one-off for me. Like I don't think I'll watch this again anytime soon. But the first time that I did watch this movie, I had some fun with it. I liked it, but I'm not sure if I'm gonna enjoy it, like watching it for the second or third time. So I'm gonna give this movie a 6 because it was okay. It was fun. Hey, thank you all so much as always for watching. If you like the video, you know what to do. Hit the like and the subscribe, and I will see you on the next video.